Let us defy destiny together.
An unfortunate matching. At least you'll help me kill the time. On your knees. You'll become a memory. Show me your strength. That's enough. Meet your end. Let us begin. Shall I give you despair? Never forget this pain. Know your place. Perish now. Vanish. Does it hurt? Dodge this. That was entertaining. Let us begin. Show me your strength. That's enough. Foolish child. Don't turn away. You will know what true terror is. Finished. I'll wake you from your dream. Say goodbye. No true suffering. What intriguing power. That's enough. Atone. Shall I give you despair? Show me your strength. That's enough. Any last words? Does it hurt? You look good. Let's take back the planet together. What's wrong? Are you scared? This is really beneath me. Does it hurt? What's wrong? Are you scared? Meet your end. A perfect fencing dummy. I've already seen hell. Seems I do not have to hold back. Let us see who is the best warrior. I was expecting more. On your knees. Vanish. You look good. Am I soft?
Apologies. Oh, yeah.
Embrace me. Don't deny me.
Let us make the future. How very tragic. Your tricks cannot change fate. Run and I'll chase you down. What intriguing power. Say goodbye. A perfect fencing dummy. No true suffering. Know your place. Where did you find this strength? Seems I do not have to hold back. I fear not death. What's wrong? Are you scared? You will know what true terror is. Never forget this pain. I will never be a memory.
Embrace me, don't deny me.
The Sephiroth build. Is it good and should you try it? Yes and yes. Is it good for PvE and PvP? Yes and yes. Is it good for invasions? Low level invasions, yes. High level invasions, you may struggle a bit, but this build, it can dish out some very high damage. And if you use these two items, the Iron Jar Aromatic or the Flask of Wonders Physics with the Crimson World Bubble Tier and Leaden Hard Tier, you'll be able to tank hits, and while your opponent's attacks are bouncing off of you, you can retaliate with high damage attacks like your incantations or your weapon arts from your weapons. For talismans, I have the Shard of Alexander, which boosts the damage of my weapon arts. As you saw in the montage, my Unsheath ability was just taking out entire people's health bars. The Thunderbolt spell is really good for interrupting magic. The Flame Art, another good high damage weapon art that just cuts through people's health bars like it's nothing. For incantation damage, I have the Phlox Canvas Talisman, which greatly raises the potency of incantations. I have the Crimson Amber Medallion 2 to increase my health, since this build is a little squishy because it doesn't have high armor, so I need that high HP to compensate. And then lastly, I have the Erdtree's Favor +2, which raises HP, stamina, and equip load. The Flame Nagakiba you get from completing Yura's questline. As for everything else, I'll have links in the description on where you can get them. Thank you to the folks at Fextralife for putting together all the information. It's a great wiki. What else is there to say about this build? This build is faith-based, which allows me to use fire and thunder elemental attacks. I tried to stay true to Sephiroth's moveset in his games, and I tried to incorporate all the different elemental attacks, but unfortunately the one roadblock that I ran into was for weapons. There's no Ash of War weapon affinity for intelligence and faith. Like how in Dark Souls 3, you had the dark stat and you had the pyromancy stat, which did have scaling for intelligence and faith, but for whatever reason, FromSoft decided to not have that for this game, and I do hope they add that in later on. Like maybe they can call it the Golden Order stat or something. It's kind of a weird oversight that they wouldn't include faith and intelligence scaling for weapons. So when I realized that, I had to pick and choose. If I go with intelligence, then I can have cold magic, Blizzaga magic basically, and gravity magic, which Sephiroth, he does kind of use gravity magic in his games. In the Final Fantasy VII Remake final boss, he uses Boundless Void and Dark Flare, which pulls you in to a spot and you take damage. So that's basically gravity magic. But I decided to go with faith scaling because the thunder magic and the fire magic, it just does very high damage, which I think is fitting for a Sephiroth build. You want to be able to like two-shot or one-shot your opponent with high damage magic. But if I could have all the different elemental abilities, if I had that weapon scaling that has faith and intelligence scaling, I would go for that and try to have all the different elements. That way I'm doing Faraga, Thundaga, Blizzaga, Gravity, and maybe I could throw in some wind-based weapon arts onto my katana, so that way I can simulate his Iroga attacks as well. For high-level PvP, high competitive PvP, this build isn't that good. You're not going to win any PvP tournaments with it. But when it comes to just pub stomping and general public matches, you'll do pretty well with this build. The nagakiba is very long range. For PvE, this weapon art, L2R2, is very good for breaking the posture of enemies, breaking the posture of bosses. So in a lot of the endgame bosses like Melania and Radigan, I would just do this about 3 to 4 times, and then they would be on their knees, and then I can follow up with a critical hit. So using this weapon art a lot in PvE will do you wonders, especially when you have the Shard of Alexander talisman attached to it. You'll do very high damage. And this weapon art is also good for PvP too, because against high poise builds, your R1s, it won't do anything against them, but this weapon art is very good for breaking the poise of high poise builds. Like a guy in full bull goat's armor, 100 poise, even this will cause him to stagger. Other things that you can use to break the poise of high poise builds would be the jumping R2, the running R2, the charge R2. All of these are good for staggering high poise builds. And the Giant's Flame Taketh Thee, also good for causing stagger. Generally, when people are close to you, you want to use these two spells, Giant's Flame Taketh Thee and Catch Flame. Catch Flame, you can just spam in their face, get high damage. Giant's Flame, you can free aim it when they're at medium range and catch them off guard, or you can just toss it at your feet and catch them as they're trying to roll into you. For long range, you have Lightning Strike and Ancient Dragon's Lightning. It doesn't do as much damage as the fire spells, but they're pretty close. For support abilities, I have Dragon Bolt Blessing, which it'll give you a similar effect to Iron Jar Aromatic, where it'll cause light attacks to bounce off of you, but you will still take the full damage of that attack. And I also have Flame Grant Me Strength, which boosts fire attacks. So that includes your incantations and your Flaming Strike weapon art. And I think that's pretty much it. Solid build overall. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. Again, very good for PvE, very good for PvP, for public matches, for general pub stomping. in high-level matches, you're not going to win any tournaments. It's not going to win against the most meta of meta builds, which is high poise plus dual spear moveset. I've tried to use this build against those, and I just didn't have any success. I just could not get in against those builds. But for every other build, for your general PvP use, this is a very fun build to play as. And Sephiroth is just a really cool character. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. Peace out.